Hey, so this is the three-tiered lead generation strategy for your remote cleaning business, or really any niche of cleaning business, cleaning company, or home service. So the idea is by having one method in each of these three tiers, free, low cost, or high cost lead generation methods, you should be able to drive a steady lead flow to your business and grow. So the first kind of column here are the free methods, and just starting out with low hanging fruit is your Google business profile. Ties into your search engine optimization, your SEO. This is free but extremely important because the majority of people looking for a service or something nearby them and looking at reviews is on Google. Even though now there is a little bit of people searching up on ChatGPT for companies in the area with good reviews. I'm experiencing that too. Your profile, super important. Main things to focus on here: Google reviews, update postings, posting photos frequently, and make sure your description is keyword heavy with your actual state and city identifier. The next thing is social media platforms. Even just getting all of them activated is a good start because it's building out citations for your business. Google wants to see that your business is congruent across all these platforms, these trusted platforms. So I'm talking Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube, Twitter, literally everything. Pinterest, if you can put some photos there. It all feeds into your SEO and allows you to rank higher on the platforms, rank higher in your search engine, but more so just posting on social media. So for my business, TikTok has been the number one as far as driving clients for our cleaning business, and then Facebook been the second best. So I highly recommend just posting something, even if it's like 20 seconds of a before and after or something. It's good. I would recommend showing more so like the actual people doing the cleaning. It's going to build trust, and make sure you caption it again with what you do and city and state identifier. Next thing, friends and family. We all know that a lot of people, you'd be surprised, you have family members who own businesses, brick and mortar businesses, or you have friends with family members that own these businesses. You can do their homes. They might have Airbnbs, and you just never know. You got to just put yourself out there and see what can happen. Next thing is door to door. I don't know if I would recommend this for residential. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try, but for commercial, it certainly works well. You can literally walk into any of the stores in a strip mall or at a mall, anywhere. Just walk in. You be presentable, introduce yourself, and ask them to do a walkthrough on the spot, to give them a quote so they have reference. It works. I've done it before, to just walked in, gave a quote, and it's really easy. If you find like the manager or maybe the owner, you catch them there. The other thing is too, they get to meet you. You introduce yourself and build a relationship with them, even if it's for a few seconds. They're going to be more comfortable with you and think about your service before any other company. So like have a business card, flyer, something for them to keep a hold of. Affiliates. This is an interesting tactic. I've tried it in my own building, and pretty much you would go target the people who have to deal with a lot of other people. For instance, a security guard in an apartment building. So that's exactly what I did. I went to them. She loves me because I've known her for years now, but I told her we have a cleaning company, we're looking to grow, and obviously she talks to residents every day, and I just gave her a bunch of cards and I told her, if anyone mentions your name, we'll give you $20, even it's not anything crazy, but she's bringing me leads because she's speaking directly to all the residents in the building. So we've gotten a client off of that. imagine going to like all these condominiums and making these kind of deals. You could definitely grow. The thing about the free section takes a lot of time. So if you don't have money to invest, you could do many things for free, and you have to give up your time. Networking events, this is something I haven't tried yet, but I've been recommended to go to networking events, specifically BNI. And if you look it up, it's an international like business networking event. And the cool thing about it is they have chapters. Every chapter can only have one type of business owner. So if you're a cleaning business owner in one of these chapters, there's no other cleaning business owners, and the whole thing is like everybody's selling each other services. So something I want to definitely test in the near future, but you can for sure get business by networking. Okay, so the low cost way, this is going to run you a couple $100 a month to get some real traction here. Cold calling and cold email, these two can also fit in the free section, but to do the cold calling at scale, I would just highly recommend getting a virtual assistant. Pay them $3-4 an hour, maybe give them like a bonus for every booked walkthrough they get. That way they're incentivized. But this way you pay them and they can just focus on banging out 100 calls a day. So that's going to run you a couple $100 in a month, and it's worth it. So cold calling, commercial spaces, realtors, property managers, Airbnb listings, if you can get a hold of their phone numbers. And the cold email, again, this is also something that you can do for free. You can just grab anybody's email from their website, but to send enough where you're going to get a result through just your regular Gmail, more than likely your Gmail will start to always go to spam, and you're going to get blacklisted if you start sending more than like 30 emails a day. And not to mention, it's going to take you a lot of time to do manually. So you can use sending software, email sequencing software that'll send out hundreds of emails a day. Use secondary domains. Don't use your main domain, your main Gmail account or email account. And target, now you can target with this commercial, post-construction, Airbnb hosts. Again, you can get their information with some scraping tools, and as well as post-construction clients like general contractors. Interior designers is a new one that does pretty well, but those are great targets. I love cold email compared to cold calling. I've gotten a better return, but both are still very viable. What I would recommend, not to stay too long here, is if you're doing a lot of cold calling, part of the kind of downsell or like the last ditch effort is to get their email. Get that email list, build it up, and then you can hit them with a cold email campaign that's going to hit their inbox, and it's going to perform a lot better. That's what I did. I hired a cold calling service last year, and they were able to get me like a couple thousand emails, and that was one of my best performing cold email campaigns by going to them, the people that we got. So next thing would be door hangers. Not something I've tried yet, but it would be a couple $100 to get like 1,000 door hangers and go to the neighborhoods that are wealthier. What I would recommend on the door hanger, and this is what I would do and going to do, on your hanger, don't just be like, get $50 off, here's our number, put text 50 off at this number, and have a CRM. So when they text that number, then they're automatically going into a sales pipeline. They're going to get automatically texted. You're going to get notified. And the most important reason is that you can now track the ROI or the statistics of your door hanger. See how many people actually text you back or call you from the door hanger. And you can kind of track, okay, is it worth moving forward with this or not? Voicemail drops, something you can do in the Zadapp CRM is what it sounds like. You're running an automation with a big lead list and dropping an invoice in their box. So it'll ring their phone 2 times. It'll put a voicemail in their inbox. And this is enticing people to call you back as well as get out your message on a mass scale. So this is something I did a lot when I first started to realtors, and I was able to get a couple of realtor clients. One of them actually just this past week gave us another home, but it was almost a year later. So it's viable, but just expect if you're sending thousands of voicemail drops, it's going to be a little over $100. Yelp, this is a free platform. You can make your Yelp profile, your Yelp Biz account, which I recommend, but the advertising, if you spend $10 a day, you're going to get at least three leads coming in, 3 to 5 leads every day with $10. So low cost, higher volume, and just be warned, it's not great quality. So Yelp is pretty notorious that it doesn't work well, but I think I would say with all of these methods, some things are going to work better in other places. I forgot to mention, like on the social media platforms, there you got Facebook groups to post in. You have Nextdoor. I know of a cleaning company in Peachtree, Georgia, that just uses Facebook groups, and I believe door hangers as well, and they're killing it. So whereas like over here, it's not, Facebook groups aren't like so good in my area, but that's what I'm saying. You got to try different things. Yelp, it's hit or miss from my experience. However, I did just land my first maintenance contract from a client I got off of Yelp a year ago. So I'm not saying that's going to happen with everybody, but it's definitely a marketing channel to test, especially if you're in Florida, Texas, and California. So the high cost method, these are the paid advertising channels where you're spending at least $1,000 a month, $500 plus probably minimum, to get leads calling you and moving at a much faster pace. So Google pay-per-click ads or LSA, both are great. It's the best platform that I've tried with all the paid ads is pay-per-click or local service ads. Pay-per-click, I had a better ROI, but you really need to have a funnel, the conversion tracking, and you should have a CRM like the Zadapp CRM, which is just go high level. If you have that, you're good. To follow up, put these leads in a pipeline, and to manage the data this way, because what's going to happen, you're going to get leads and they're not going to convert right away. So that's kind of the scary part about spending money on ads, is that you're going to be burning some money on just wasted leads. But keep in mind, now you have their data and you can always reactivate with them, text messaging, emails, cold calling them. So it's important to have a system where you're collecting that data and storing it, tagging them, organizing them for the long term. Pretty much same thing goes for meta ads. I like meta ads because it is very targeted. It's really easy to set up now. Like you can just leave all the targeting broad. It used to be like you want to test the different interests and different placements and all that stuff. Just let the AI take care of it. You just have to focus on making a good piece of content with the copywriting, and it'll find the people you're looking for. So meta ads are good. I would do like instant lead form or send them to a funnel as well. And pretty much same thing applies. Have a system to follow up with those leads. Meta ads, you have to be very aggressive with the follow-up. I didn't have the best results yet. We're still trying it out, but you gotta be very aggressive there. And I think same thing with Thumbtack. Places in like the Midwest, from what I'm hearing, are doing awesome with Thumbtack, but it can be pretty pricey. You have to be on top of it because these leads are also going to multiple other cleaning companies. But Thumbtack, people grow their business off of it. In 2 days, actually, on September 17th, Thumbtack is releasing post-construction cleaning as an option. So I'm going to test that out again because that's kind of the niche we're following into. Yeah, totally viable. Just keep in mind you're going to put up $200 just to get on Thumbtack, and it's like $40 a lead here and there from what I'm seeing. I want to mention too on Yelp, I got my first client ever from Yelp, and it's on this, it's called like an opportunities tab. They just put it out there. It's a job posting, and you can pay, at least in my area, I don't know if it's different, $20 to get that lead's phone number and what they need, and you can call them up. That's what I did. It was for a realtor, really nasty house, a really nasty apartment, and that was the first way I got my clients. So as you can see, there are so many different ways to generate leads, whether you want to do the free, low cost, or high cost way. Obviously, free, more time you have to spend. Low cost, less time, but you still put out money. And then high cost, you're going to spend more money and save a lot of time to get results. All of this together, and you're doing pretty well. So hopefully that gives you an idea of maybe which channel of lead generation you want to dive into more. I recommend try to pick at least one from each of the three. Try everything, whatever you can do. It's all worth it for your business. So yeah, hope this helps, and take care.